back to the Graham Stephan Show. My name is Graham and welcome to my show, and I'm about to show you one of the most insane studio tours that I have ever seen in my entire life, without exaggeration. Like, if you guys enjoy watching those $1 million home tours, yeah, those are a dime a dozen. This, on the other hand, is you gotta see it. It's posted by Colin and Samir, and it's titled Inside MKBHD's $1 million studio. So with that said, guys, make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video, and now with that said, let's begin.
If you're unfamiliar with Marques Brownlee, he is one of the most well-known tech reviewers on YouTube.
This guy is basically goals for YouTube. I don't know how he does it, but everything he touches it just goes to gold, basically. Not only that, but Colin and Samir produce some of the best content on YouTube. In my opinion, they deserve many millions of subscribers, but they got 558,000. So how about this? I'm gonna link to their channel down below in the description. If you wanna support Colin and Samir, subscribe to their channel. They deserve way more for this video. It's incredible. I've only seen the first 2 minutes, by the way, and then I figured I gotta turn on the camera and watch this with you guys because it's that good.
He then invited us to his studio in New Jersey and walked us through one of the most impressive and unique creator studios we've ever seen. A 7,000 square foot studio that costs around $30,000 a month.
$30,000 a month in rent. Now here's the thing though. I'm curious how much money he is making, because I have a feeling him spending $30,000 a month on his business studio is probably the equivalent of an average person spending 10 cents on parking when they park their car outside of Chipotle. I mean, that's probably, this guy's making so much money, 30 grand a month is a drop in the bucket.
What was the vision around taking out this much space?
Well, the vision was we want to create the ultimate video studio. And we're a long way from that, and we have a lot more ideas, but in previous studios, we've filled it up way faster than we thought. Actually, these tiles, all these 1x1 tiles, all came from the previous studio. So this was the size of the previous studio. If you just look at the gray area around us, that's basically what that was.
Wow. Now, I'm not sure if he did that just to prove a point. It's like they were able to grow this much, and this just shows you how far they've come, or if it's a cost-saving technique. See, I would do this because why buy it again? But this is very cool to see just how much they've expanded.
And then Mac's over here side-eyeing me right now. What's up, Mac? What's up? Casual. I can't believe you're not coming over for food. You never say no to food. Mac's our resident door guarding, but mostly food interested.
Oh, every place needs a dog. You always need a dog in the workplace.
So this is Andrew's desk. It's my desk over here. That's Vin's desk. It's Brandon's desk. Four more here. Hayato, Tim, David, and Adam.
Why does Adam need a little keyboard right there? Is he doing like music jingles as well? Are they doing their own music? I wouldn't be surprised if they started doing that.
And then this is also like the second hub of where stuff collects. So like when we have stuff that we just finished testing or are about to test.
That's crazy. They got 1 terabyte memory cards. Listen, we're here using the 32 gigabyte.
This is the top-down room, and the idea was, for whatever reason in tech videos, I mean, we started doing it a long time ago, but we love it. There's tons of these top-down perspectives over like tables and just demonstrating things, gadgets, whatever. It just works really well for that. So instead of building that setup every time we want that shot, we just built that setup permanently in this room.
Wow, I'm curious how that costs $100,000 though, because you would think that the camera, all the camera equipment, maybe $10,000 at the very most, right? Little box, maybe another 2 grand, now you're at 12, all little widgets and other stuff in there. How is it 100? That's what I'm curious about. Someone's getting ripped off. I bet we could do that shot for 2 grand.
Even for our show, because our space is so small, our show is not constantly set up. So we have to reset it up every time.
I have to say, that saves so much time. Like, we have the podcast room. Before that, we'd have to be like, I'd use this camera, we'd get Jack's camera together, we'd have another, like, kind of a throwaway camera that we'd set up too. We'd have to set up the lights, we had to get the shot perfect. Now in the studio, all you have to do is like, Alexa, turn on lights, and then press record, and everything is done. It's perfect. So I have to say, it does save a ton of time. It is worth it.
Are you taking screenshots for the thumbnail?
Yeah, so it's an 8K sensor. So a frame from it is a 33 megapixel still.
So you have a bunch of the like pads as well? Or?
Yeah, over here we've kind of got them
there they are.
pseudo organized.
Okay.
Andrew built this like organizer with these dowels. So literally we're like, all right, what do we want? A solid color? Do we want a neutral color? Maybe we want a concrete color.
Wow. See, that's stuff that you would never even think about. You watch these YouTube videos, no, not mine necessarily, but you'll watch his YouTube videos and you'll see these incredible shots and you'll forget that like every shot has to be set up like this with all the stuff in the background, the color. There's a lot of thought that they put into this that people just don't realize. And I have to say, when people don't realize it, that's when you know you have a good shot.
I love this. This is
The globe, yeah, that generates some comments.
Yeah.
Wherever you put the pin, you always get someone in the comments from wherever you drop the pin.
That makes sense.
It's crazy.
It's cool that you have a whole room dedicated to this.
Yeah.
Colin has yet to say a word in this entire thing. Samir's kind of taking the rope on this. Colin's just around, he's drinking his drink, hatting his hat, just enjoying it.
So this would be a set room, and you may recognize various angles of this room. But when I say set room, it basically just means a room that we'll build a set in and then shoot in the set.
Wow, that's a very simple room. He's able to get so many shots within that space. Very cool, because you forget just how little he actually has in that room, but how much he's able to get from it.
I have no idea if you want to do this, but I feel like you could have an interior design company. I'm like looking at this and it's reminding me of like walking into an IKEA and being like, oh, I want this exact
You could
thing.
definitely curate products for.
Yeah, look how simple that is. Like, it looks good. It's not too over the top, but visually, it's very appealing.
We have our old robot. It won't make sense until you see the new robot, but this is where the old robot lives now. This is Mia. You've seen like a car factory where you've got like the arm, like we'll pick up like a door of a car and put it on the car. This is one of those arms. But the company Motorized Precision built some software that talks to the arm, talks to an Xbox controller.
Oh, I want one of those. How cool would that be? Just as a decoration. Just be able to turn it on and like have a light come on or something, or have it just like charge an iPhone.
This is the new robot. This is Colossus.
Oh my God. Is this the like control center for Colossus?
This is the electronics needed to power Colossus. We've made good friends with the electricians here at the studio. As I'll point out in a couple more places, we had the lights taken out in the middle because Colossus is too tall.
Man, you know, a solution to that would just have a person hold a camera on a gimbal. That's it. And then you don't need Colossus. I understand Colossus is cool. Maybe I don't get some of the tech behind it. I just be like, Alex, hold the camera. And then do a swoopy motion. Done. No Xbox controller needed.
We've made this the robot space, which is why there's, you know, our backdrops and lights and things around this, but we never shoot audio in here, it's just the robot shots.
Is this something that you got from?
Ooh, guess what? Colin just said something. He just talked, so we gotta give him some time here.
Is this something that you got from traditional Hollywood? Like, where does this come from?
That's a good question. I think originally I saw a setup like this at like a CES booth or something.
Yeah.
How much does this cost?
This was $250,000. Obviously not worth it, but here's the thing.
Yeah, see, I would have said it's not worth it because half the time when I'm watching a YouTube video, I'm half paying attention to it. Most of the time, I'm just listening to it in the background.
Yeah,
and
this was
I like hearing
$250,000.
a voice everywhere I go. It sounds terrible to say, but like I like listening to something. If I'm making lunch or just basically doing anything that's not working, I'll listen to something. And I don't even pay attention to what's on the screen. So I don't know if people appreciate it that much.
Every time we pull off something new, we find that it's replicated pretty quickly. So this is specifically difficult to replicate. Every time we do a robot shot, we want it to be not just fun and exciting to watch, but leave you with a little bit of how the f did they do that?
I get that. I understand that. That's their edge. It's going to give them a bit of a competitive advantage. And because there's a high barrier to entry, 250 grand, very few channels are going to have the money to do that. I would argue that his moat that he's building around his channel is simply his own personality. If he is himself, no one else is able to replicate that. And even if they try to copy trying to be like him, it seems inauthentic. It's not going to work. So I would say his biggest strength is just being himself.
This is an easy team table. We probably eat lunch here more often than not. But yeah, this is more of like a corridor with rooms on either side and anything we want to build on the middle. You get to see Mac in his natural
Mac.
environment.
That would be so annoying, though. Imagine you're filming and the dog is just like right in the middle of a really important shot.
He knows like that dude's gonna try to come in here, and I'm gonna not let him come in here. And this is a cabinet of tech products that we're keeping for various reasons. There's a bunch of smartphones. They're all kind of organized.
Wow, the amount of tech that they have. I mean, there's no way anybody is ever going to be short a cell phone. If you lose one, to take another.
So we got so annoyed with like trying to shoot in this middle space and having to like noise remove and like try to make it sound usable. And you'll hear now it sounds probably pretty bad, but we can shoot right here because we've hung up literally just a bunch of sound blankets, and they don't look that ridiculous.
Wow, that's cool. I'm always so curious how people soundproof different rooms, but that is unique. I like that a lot. You have no idea.
This is a big storage table, a little kitchenette, coffee central over there. There's a fridge and a sink.
Who is this?
Oh, they got Huel. We got sponsored by Huel, by the way. They're fantastic. They're a good protein powder. I like Huel a lot.
I paid for these parking spots to be reserved for us.
Okay.
And sometimes a random person will just park here. And we found that the best deterrent was having a face looking out into the parking lot. They don't know it's a cardboard cutout. They just see Shen standing there like this.
That's really funny.
Okay, this is the next set room. The one with the gray walls, so we call it the gray wall room. Couple fun things about this room too. Obviously you see the carpets here, the foam's up here. The gray walls help a lot for just a different look. You can throw color at the walls, you can do all kinds of stuff.
Wow, so I'm looking at how he's filming this. He's having a guy, what is he doing? Shine a light on him a little bit? What is going on in that shot?
You look up, again, becoming friends with the electrician in the building. We built our own light grid up here, which is much better than...
Wow, look at those lights. That's incredible. He's able to get the same shot no matter what time of day it is. He's able to replicate whatever the sun would do at that point.
And we lit it up and went, oh, this is nice. And then they all just turned off. We're like, oh yeah, that's too much.
Yeah.
So we had to get the extra power built in. This is...
back to turning off the lights.
Yeah, that was amazing. You've done that before.
I want to know what the electricity bill is. I'm curious how much they spend on that. It's got to be, what, $3,000 a month? $3,500 a month, if not more, right?
This is the Waveform Podcast Studio.
Oh wow, cool.
This is where we'll be probably a little bit later, but this is where the podcast gets shot. It's the best sounding room for sure.
Wow.
It's got carpet.
People always walk in our podcast studio and they're like,
Wow, it's a lot smaller than I thought, but it looks nice.
but yeah, people imagine like some huge room. This room is big. You would think it's kind of small, but that room looks big, but it's small.
This is the gaming room, which is basically, again, just like testing gaming peripherals, testing the consoles. We have a gaming PC in here. And there is enough carpet and foam to shoot video in here, which we do sometimes.
Is there a world of like MKBHD gaming?
So it's funny, I don't game that much. Like I game on the consoles, but like Andrew games way more than I do, David games more than I do.
Gosh, if he made a gaming channel or just developed his own game, man, that would be a home run. He'd be able to sell out of that.
Last but not least, the gear room basically. It used to be a gear cabinet, but it is a room now.
Oh wow, $150,000 worth of gear. The problem with this is that it's like after a year or two, there's something better that comes out and you always want like the latest tech for something like this. That's a lot. I'm wondering if he ever resells any of this or if they just always keep all of it.
It's not super well organized, but like monitors, stands, mics, stabilizers, random grip stuff. I did shoot as an experiment the entire Rivian video on the iPhone in ProRes. So all the exteriors, interiors, everything was shot on the phone.
That's what I'm saying. The iPhone is so good. I've been filming the vlogs over, I'll link to my vlog channel down below in the description, but the last few have all been filmed with the iPhone, and believe it or not, they do the best. Just iPhone. No professional equipment, no nothing. It's just like me holding an iPhone. It's incredible what that phone could do.
I don't have a wall that I'm comfortable hanging this on. So I have it. But what do you think, that's like 40 pounds?
Yeah, this is really heavy. Yeah, you can work out with this. It's like irresponsible of them to send this out.
Yeah. Like the new one is like a nice,
Yeah.
reasonable size, you know.
How long ago was that?
7 years ago?
I love those. They were so big. Now the gold one is like so compact and sleek. Nothing wrong with it, but these, on the other hand, these were like, that's a classic.
Does this feel like this could be the space for the next 10 years?
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, maybe like 2 more years.
Wow.
Outgrowing it for sure. But what we have set up here has worked really well.
That's incredible. Another 2 years here. Now, the good thing is that with a lot of this equipment, he could basically just pick it up, move it to a bigger spot, and he's good to go. There's not a lot of build out here besides the electric rooms. So this is impressive what he's able to do, and if he needs more space, it's kind of easy just to continue to build onto this.
When we were speaking with Marquez, he said that every room in his studio was designed to solve a problem that he has in his workflow. And whether you have tons of money for a studio or not.
Well, look at that. They got Prime in the back. They're trying to Logan Paul drink.
So if you're a creator, start with the problems that you need to solve in your workflow. And if you don't have any problems, then that's great. There's no reason to upgrade.
I love this. Colin and Samir, you guys need 1 million subscribers. We got to make this happen. I'll link to them down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for being able to make this tour happen. It's cool to see how somebody else works, and it's also cool if you subscribed and like the video for the YouTube algorithm. If you guys enjoy videos like this, feel free to also add me on Instagram and on my podcast, The Iced Coffee Hour. New episodes being posted every single Sunday. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.